Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Umuaka Times. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. I want to greet you Happy New Year. My name is Darlington from Umuaka Times. Sir, recently you took a chieftaincy title from one of His Royal Highnesses in Njaba local government. Can you tell us what inspired that move?
Yeah, to start with, I actually took 2 titles this period. And I did that after a long time of reflection and thinking about it. The first title I took was from Umuaka, from a community called Imerian, very, very prosperous community. I took the title of Inyoma 1 of Imerian this past December, and I also took the title of Dikedio Hamma 1 of Amazano community by Ambassador Eze Caesar. I took those titles because ndị Igbo so na ihe onye toruru ọwụta ụcha, or because they toru lemia. I felt I'd come around the corner. I felt it was time. I felt it was proper.
Okay.
I got no more. I got a lot of age. I felt it was necessary to do it.
Okay, thank you very much. Did you just approach them for these titles, or they approached you?
They did actually, and this will be the 4th and the 5th one. They did.
4th and 5th title, or
4th and 5th approaches, okay. And, from other communities. And at this time, I thought, given the age we were, but I came to understand that the age we are now, I really had age okay.
That's beautiful. Now, Sanctus Orgazi, we know, who is a lawyer, a social critic, and a pro-democracy activist, and a sound intellectual. The Sanctus Orgazi we know him as somebody who has acquired several academic honors. Now, does he really need a traditional honor? If yes, what does he need it?
Yes, he does. I am Sanctus Orgazi is an Igbo man. I'm Igbo. Ndocha ga-eme ka ha omenala anyị ga-eme ka anyị. Paying credence to our culture, our tradition, our way of life is very important. Ọkụ nọ na mba na-eghere mba anyị. What we do in our culture, the value we give to life is very, very important. Egechagoda Kendocha, it is very necessary you come home and do the one back home. So, onye tochara no meme Kendocha, enye gị PhD gị nọ na, enye gị masters gị nọ na, enye gị accolades ndocha gị na ana, and you forget your own. Onye mo nwa for ebeke. So I love the Igbo culture. I love who we are. And that is what I'm carrying. That's why I thought it was necessary to do the one.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now, what are the roles somebody like you who has taken the chieftaincy title? What are the roles he's expected to play in his community?
Number one is a custodian of our culture, of our tradition, to keep that practice going. So as a traditionalist, and I say that with inverted commas, so people understand, I like my tradition. So it regenerates the culture I learned from my forefathers. So that is an important thing, I think. This tradition does.
Now, but observers are saying that you can still be a custodian of the culture without taking that chieftaincy title. How correct do you think they are?
I don't think they are wrong. The white man or your child will always tell you, put your money where your mouth is. If you think the culture is worth it, if you think you love the culture enough, get involved in it. If you do not take the culture, if you do not get involved in the preservation and the practice, culture, how do you love the culture? Do you love it sufficiently enough to ask others to partake in it and then you don't partake it in yourself? There is no greater love than to
Critics said that chieftaincy title installments in Igbo land is a foreign culture brought to Igbo land by colonial masters. Why do you call it our culture? Boldly.
Did you say Christianity?
No, I said critics and observers. They are of the view that historical evidence shows that it was Oyibo people who brought this culture Igbos to us.
Okay. Umuaka Times, as you would know, culture, practices, behaviors is transient. These things are in a flux. They keep shifting, they keep going, they keep changing. Social change will tell you that culture is in a state of flux. Sometimes, somehow, these cultures came. We learned everything we do now. We learned it somehow. So, whatever cultural practices or norms we have now, whoever is our progenitor, that culture and practice was not born with him. Somehow culture birabe, traditions birabe, all man in the time. So the fact that somehow we imbibe it, we took it, could be some 100 years ago. What matters is now that is our culture.
Okay, are you a supporter of Igbo adage who says,
eventually, whether you're a supporter of it or not, that's actually what happens.
Okay.
Every time, look, when children are born, I think, is this sociologists or psychologists have a name for it? They are born, their brain is what we call tabula rasa. They are born with clean slate. Their brain is clean. Whatever they know to do, whatever behavior they have is taught. So everything we know, everything we learn is taught. So omenele, because eventually, when they become something we imbibe, it becomes our culture, it becomes our practice. So this thing we took it, yes, it's now our culture.
Okay. Before we end the interview, critics also say that there is no gain in taking chieftaincy titles. It is just for the people who the title is bestowed upon. It's just an avenue for them to show up and they pull social effects. What do you have to say to that? If you disagree, tell us the case.
There may be some facts to people who pay. For both titles I took, I never had to pay. It was done purely on recognition. I do not believe in the practice of paying to get a title. I think title is a recognition of your contribution to a community. I think that is what it should remain. I am not an advocate for paying to get titles. As a matter of fact, I advocate it, and it's going to be something I will pursue vigorously. I think people who take titles, who are recognized by the community, should be able to point to things they do in the community that deserve and show why they merit those accolades and those name tags. So there could be some people, and we know these practices. I do not know if anyone, but I know and I've heard there are people who pay to get titles and get recognitions. That is bastardizing our culture. That's not how it's meant to be. So I'm a supporter of taking traditional titles, but I want those titles to be merited.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, the next question we will ask you. Who is Sanctus Orgazi?
Well, Sanctus Orgazi onye nweji kohoba true and true. I am an Umuaka son, true and true. I am an Igbo man. That is who I am. That's where I am from. That's how I think and breathe. Or I am an Igbo man. The second thing is this: I am a lawyer by training. Aganamo law na London. I went to London Metropolitan University. I graduated with a master's degree in law. I got law na Chicago. I went to DePaul University in Chicago, where I graduated with a jurisprudence, doctor of jurisprudence, and I practice law currently in Texas, Dallas, Texas, where I have an office. We do principally injury law, we do a little bit of immigration, but principally injury law. I defend or make sure that that they are made whole. Alokwala na mwanyị ahụ ndị bulo jikwa na ụmụ ise ebi m na America. Ihe gbasara obodo nshimie na-emetụ m na-ere m ọkụ n'obi. Ahụ m onye hụrụ ụmụaka n'anya, ahụ m onye hụrụ ndị Igbo n'anya, ahụ m onye hụrụ ụmụ ejikọ ụba n'anya. So this is a way to encapsulate it. I'm onye hụrụ mmadụ ibe m n'anya. Ihe ọbụla a ga-eme na ka mmadụ ibe m nọ in peace and happiness with themselves. That is who Sanctus Orgazi is.
Thank you very much. Finally, there's this talk in town that you are taking all these titles, aside your academic titles and honors, because you have a political ambition. You are just building the bridges that will transform you into a Nigerian politician. What do you say to that?
Well, there is a yes and no to the answer. The answer is no. That's not why I am doing that. But one opportunity tomorrow for a call to serve my people. Yeah, we're going to serve as a headmaster, to serve as a primary school teacher, to serve as a street cleaner. Count me in. Ya onye ga-ebukwa uche, onye ga-eshashi uche, onye ga-asa avori. Count me in. As long as him and the life of another person will be happy. That's the kind of person I am. So politics, not in my mind. But if the call comes tomorrow, Okay, make sure somebody else they happy. Yes, count me.
Okay, so if your people call you tomorrow to come and serve them under any political whatever, you are going to do it.
Yes, as long as I have the time and I have the capacity and I think I can function well in that position, yes, I will.
Will you be collecting salaries?
As on if I work and there is salary to be collected and I'm deserving of it, yes, I should get it. Yes, I do not think collecting some salary will hurt you. As a matter of fact, collecting salary is a good thing. Okay. It's a good thing. Put in the work, collect the salary. I go to collect, decide to donate him. Good for you. Okay. But collect the salary, there is dignity in it.
Beautiful. Make a vote of thanks to those who participated in one way or the other during the coronation and the post-coronation activities.
Yes, my vote of thanks obviously will start from as Ambassador Caesar Dure Buso. I call him my father and he calls me his son. I'm his adopted son, so to speak. Miema and his beautiful wife and children. I love them. I thank them for the honor, for the privilege to have become a member one with them. I also thank the Eze of Imerian Autonomous Community that crowned me in Yoma. And I also thank my good friend, Kelechi Oike, Big Ubi, Ihemba, one of Imerian, who spoke to the king of that community kindly about me. Here in Umuaka, I thank everyone that attended the ceremony. I thank the chiefs in my community. I thank my friends from all parts of the world, especially in the man I have been at Dallas, Texas. And the next person I also like to thank in a special way, maybe I've not had the opportunity to say this, me and others, is the president of Akan Union, current president of Akan Union in Dallas, Texas. Chief Attorney Emeka Odeze, Waki Biana Kaland. He had a look at me on one nation. He has been a very, very consequential president to Umuaka Bina Dallas. Onye ọla gara nga ụlọ eme ihe kamgbe Christmas na mgbe gara aga ga-ahụ nga ụlọ ndị Dallas pụtara mara na mmanụ pụtara ihe ma emere eme arịrị ana ọwaka arịrị ọnwaka ibiye. He is the current president and soon the outgoing president of Umuaka Bina Dallas. He is exceptional. I want to use this opportunity to say, and we're done perfect. Manawaki Bie, thank you for what you've done. And lastly, the new incoming president, and by the way, on me with the new vice president of that association, Waki Bie Hapagaga, in February. The new incoming president, Ocha Susu, on our support. I need Gijishi cannot behind him to take this upwards. I would want to thank both of them and to tell them, let's go do it. Let's go do it. Who attended in great numbers. There are a group of them who call Ndungori, who like living, who show up and make sure they give you all the support they need. The event in my house was it was a shutdown, and it was a shutdown because of all my friends that attended, those from all over the United States, from Nigeria, from every part of the world. I am very grateful. I cannot say thank you enough to all of you, and I want to say to all of you, because of one thing or the other. Whenever you call on DKD or Hamma, I will be there to support you. And Umuaka Times, Mr. Darlington, you know how all these games started. You know, I'm happy for who you've become. I'm happy for the job you're doing. I asked myself many times how you managed to keep this going. There was a void in this fair of Ndando Umaka, and you filled it up with this. I know you're getting better. There are still milestones to cross, but I think you're doing an excellent job. There might not be a whole lot in it. My mantra is this: do what you like and what you love. Do what gives you joy.
Do what you like and what you love.
Do what you love. Do what gives you joy. When it catches on fire, the money will come after you. But for now, you're doing an excellent job. I'm appreciative of you. Umuaka is appreciative of you. In case you don't know, you've become one of the most popular names, faces of Umuaka social space. Me and the other Umuaka people who are appreciative of your work, we thank you. And we say you are putting your footprints in the sands of time. And somehow, someday, you will reap that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sanctus Orgazi, for this brief interview. We wish you well in your chieftaincy title. Thank you, sir.
And before you go, please, would you, I would not end this interview without paying very big respect to my wife, Chinasa Judith Orgazi, Igolonwan, Adadiora Amma. On picture, you can Okoro Karisia. She is the woman who, the pillow that I rest my head. She is the pillar that holds my household. I want to thank her for being by my side and for taking this with me. I also want to thank my children who have supported daddy and mommy to go on and do all of this. So thank you very much.
Thank you, and